The pressure to perform is one of the most pervasive forces in our lives. It follows us from the classroom to the workplace, from sports fields to boardrooms, from our personal goals to our dreams for the future. It is the silent companion that sits beside us in every meeting, every exam, every competition, every interview. It whispers reminders of expectations, both external and internal. It can be motivating, yes, but it can also be paralyzing. It can lift us to extraordinary heights, or it can crush the spirit, drown creativity, and destroy confidence. The pressure to perform is universal, but how we respond to it determines who we become, what we achieve, and how we experience life. Every human being feels this pressure. Some of us carry it from our families, some from our bosses, some from society, and some from ourselves. We are conditioned to measure our value by outcomes, by recognition, by results. We internalize the belief that performance equals worth. That belief is deceptive. Your value is not measured by every grade, every paycheck, every applause, or every accolade. Your value is inherent, intrinsic, and cannot be quantified by performance alone. And yet, the pressure to perform pushes us to constantly prove ourselves, to constantly earn, to constantly justify our existence in the eyes of the world. It is exhausting. And yet, it is also an opportunity. The first step in mastering the pressure to perform is awareness. Recognize when it is driving you and when it is harming you. There is a difference between healthy pressure and toxic pressure. Healthy pressure motivates, focuses, and energizes. It inspires preparation, creativity, and perseverance. Toxic pressure overwhelms, induces fear, and fosters self-doubt. It is the difference between being challenged to reach your potential and being trapped in a cycle of anxiety and insecurity. Awareness allows you to identify the source of pressure, understand its impact, and make conscious choices about how to respond. You cannot control the world's expectations, but you can control your response, your mindset, and your actions. Pressure can be transformed into performance when it is reframed as purpose. Purpose is the antidote to fear. It gives context to effort. When the pressure to perform is rooted in meaning, when your actions align with your values, your vision, and your long-term goals, it becomes fuel rather than a burden. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What does this achievement mean to me? What impact will it have on my life, on others, on the world? When purpose drives performance, pressure becomes focus. It becomes clarity. It becomes the energy that propels you forward, rather than the weight that holds you back. Equally important is preparation. The pressure to perform often grows out of uncertainty, fear, and doubt. We worry about outcomes because we feel unready, unskilled, or untested. Preparation is the greatest defense against this anxiety. Practice relentlessly, study thoroughly, anticipate challenges, and develop strategies. When you are prepared, pressure loses its ability to intimidate you. You walk into every situation with confidence, grounded in your abilities, and ready to act decisively. Preparation transforms fear into readiness, doubt into assurance, and pressure into an opportunity to demonstrate mastery. Yet no amount of preparation can eliminate pressure entirely. It is part of life. The key is resilience, the ability to perform even when fear and expectations weigh heavily. Resilience is cultivated through experience, mindset, and emotional strength. Every time you face pressure and persist, every time you perform despite anxiety, every time you rise above doubt, you strengthen the muscle of resilience. Resilience is what allows you to continue performing at a high level under stress, to recover from setbacks, and to maintain focus and confidence even when circumstances are not ideal. Pressure is unavoidable, but resilience allows you to thrive under it rather than crumble. One of the most common effects of pressure is self-doubt. You may ask yourself, am I good enough? Am I capable? Will I succeed? These questions are natural, but they can become toxic when they dominate your thinking. The truth is that capability is developed through action. You are capable because you choose to act, to prepare, to learn, and to persist. Every small effort builds skill, every challenge faced builds confidence, and every performance, no matter the outcome, reinforces your growth. Self-doubt is a companion to pressure, but it does not define your potential. Your actions do. Your choices do. Your persistence does. Another critical aspect of handling pressure is focus. Pressure often scatters attention. It amplifies distractions, fuels anxiety, and distorts priorities. Focus is the antidote. Focus allows you to concentrate your energy, attention, and effort on what truly matters. Focus allows you to prioritize tasks, manage time, and avoid the trap of being busy without being effective. Focus transforms pressure into precision. helping you channel energy where it counts, rather than wasting it on fear or indecision. The more you can cultivate focus under pressure, the more consistently you will perform at your highest level. Mindset also plays a pivotal role. The pressure to perform can either be interpreted as a threat or as a challenge. Those who see it as a threat feel overwhelmed, anxious, and incapable. Those who see it as a challenge feel motivated, energized, and capable. The same situation, the same expectations can produce completely different outcomes depending on your mindset. Choose the challenge mindset. Embrace pressure as an opportunity to grow, to test your limits, to learn, and to excel. Pressure is not a signal that you are failing, it is a signal that you are stepping into the arena of meaningful achievement. Performance under pressure also requires the mastery of emotional regulation. Stress triggers physiological and psychological reactions. Racing heart, shallow breathing, tension, and racing thoughts. These reactions can sabotage performance if unchecked. Learn to recognize and manage your emotions. Deep breathing, mindfulness, visualization, and positive self-talk are tools to maintain composure. Calmness under pressure is a superpower. It allows clarity of thought, precision in action, and confidence in execution. The pressure may be intense, but your ability to remain steady turns it from an enemy into an ally. Another essential principle is authenticity. Pressure can tempt you to perform for others, to chase approval, or to prioritize appearances over substance. Authentic performance comes from aligning action with your true self, your strengths, and your values. When you perform authentically, pressure becomes meaningful. You are no longer acting to satisfy external expectations. You are performing to express your potential. Authenticity under pressure is not just impressive, it is sustainable. It allows you to maintain consistency, integrity, and confidence. Even when the stakes are high, even when mistakes are inevitable under pressure, they're part of the process, not the end point. Every misstep teaches, guides, and strengthens you. The pressure to perform amplifies the fear of failure, but those who thrive understand that mistakes are feedback. They are not judgment. They are opportunities to recalibrate, adjust, and improve. When you embrace failure as a teacher rather than a verdict, pressure becomes a guide rather than a tormentor. Every setback under pressure is temporary. Every lesson is permanent. Equally important is pacing. High performance is not about constant intensity. It is about rhythm, strategy, and energy management. Pressure often pushes us to burn out, to overextend, to operate at unsustainable levels. Learn to manage your energy, prioritize rest, and maintain balance. Sustained high performance comes from the intelligent allocation of energy, not the blind response to pressure. Rest is not weakness. It is preparation. Recovery is not procrastination. It is strategy. Mastering the pressure to perform requires both effort and replenishment. Visualization and mental rehearsal are powerful tools to thrive under pressure. Mentally walk through challenging scenarios. Imagine obstacles, mistakes, and solutions. Picture yourself performing confidently, overcoming difficulty, and achieving desired outcomes. The mind cannot easily distinguish between imagined and real experience. When you rehearse mentally, your brain prepares for real situations, reducing anxiety and boosting confidence. Visualization transforms pressure from uncertainty into a rehearsal for success. It allows you to enter any situation prepared, focused, and poised. Support systems also play a critical role. Even the most capable individuals cannot thrive under pressure entirely alone. Seek mentors, allies, and collaborators who provide guidance, encouragement, and perspective. Constructive feedback and reassurance help maintain confidence under stress. Pressure often isolates us, but connection strengthens us. Shared experience, advice, and moral support are not signs of weakness. They are strategic advantages. Even the strongest performers recognize the value of trusted allies. Perspective is another tool against the crushing weight of pressure. Pressure often magnifies stakes, making every decision feel monumental. Step back. Evaluate what truly matters. Will this moment define your life? Will the outcome matter in a year, 5 years, or 10 years? Perspective reduces fear, clarifies priorities, and allows you to respond rationally rather than react emotionally. Pressure loses some of its intensity when seen in context. The ability to step back, breathe, and assess is a hallmark of high performers under stress. Accountability and ownership are equally important. Pressure often arises from expectations, real or perceived. Instead of fearing them, take ownership of your actions. Hold yourself accountable for preparation, effort, and performance. Pressure becomes motivating when it is seen as an opportunity to demonstrate responsibility, capability, and growth. Ownership turns pressure into empowerment. You are no longer a passive responder to circumstances, you are an active creator of results. Adaptability is critical under pressure. Circumstances rarely unfold exactly as planned. The ability to adjust strategy, pivot when necessary, and remain flexible is what separates those who falter from those who excel. Pressure tests adaptability. It forces you to think creatively, make decisions under uncertainty, and respond to unexpected challenges. The more adaptable you are, the less threatening pressure becomes. Adaptability transforms obstacles into opportunities and constraints into catalysts. Perfectionism can amplify pressure and undermine performance. The desire to execute flawlessly can create anxiety, indecision, and paralysis. Understand that excellence does not require perfection. Action, effort, and learning matter more than flawless execution. High performers focus on progress, results, and improvement rather than unattainable perfection. Mistakes are natural, and mastery emerges from persistence, reflection, and adjustment. When you release the burden of perfection, pressure becomes a motivator rather than a dictator. Confidence is the ultimate shield against pressure. Confidence is built on preparation, experience, and self-awareness. It is reinforced through small wins, practice, and resilience. Confidence allows you to face challenges with poise, make decisions decisively, and execute effectively. It is the foundation of consistent performance under pressure. Even when stakes are high, confidence stabilizes, energizes, and empowers. Confidence is not arrogance, it is assurance based on capability, readiness, and purpose. As we continue, it's essential to recognize that thriving under pressure is as much about mindset as it is about skill. Pressure can either break you or elevate you. The difference lies in perspective. When you view pressure as a challenge, an opportunity to demonstrate growth and mastery, it becomes empowering. When you see it as a threat, it becomes debilitating. The way you interpret pressure will determine how you respond, how you perform, and ultimately, what you achieve. A critical mindset to adopt is that of process over outcome. The pressure to perform often focuses on results, grades, revenue, recognition, victory. While outcomes matter, they are only the byproduct of consistent effort and strategic action. By focusing on the process, on the actions you control, you reclaim agency over your performance. Process-oriented thinking allows you to perform with clarity, free from the distraction of fear about results. It transforms pressure into a motivator rather than a burden because it places emphasis on growth, learning, and deliberate action. One of the most profound tools against pressure is self-compassion. Many people under pressure become their own harshest critics, berating themselves for mistakes, hesitation, or perceived inadequacy. This internal pressure compounds the external expectations and can paralyze performance. Self-compassion, however, allows you to maintain perspective. Recognize that mistakes are part of learning and treat yourself with understanding while striving for excellence. By being kind to yourself, you reduce the emotional weight of pressure and free your mind to focus on what truly matters: deliberate, confident action. Another key strategy is incremental challenge. High stakes do not require high tension at all times. Break down large goals into smaller, manageable steps. Each step becomes an opportunity to build competence, confidence, and momentum. Pressure becomes less overwhelming when it is approached strategically. Mastery is not achieved in a single moment of perfection. It is achieved through consistent effort, repeated practice, and incremental improvement. By segmenting challenges, you reduce the fear of failure and create a pathway to sustained success under pressure. Visualization continues to be a vital strategy. Imagine the scenario before it occurs. Picture yourself handling difficulty calmly, making the right decisions, and performing with skill. Mentally rehearsing under pressure allows you to anticipate obstacles and prepare responses. This mental practice builds confidence, reduces anxiety, and increases your capacity to perform under real pressure. Visualization is not escapism, it is preparation for excellence. When the pressure arrives, you are already ready, having trained both mind and body for success. Time management is another crucial tool. Pressure often intensifies when tasks pile up, deadlines loom, or expectations multiply. The ability to prioritize, schedule, and allocate energy strategically reduces the chaos and transforms pressure into structured opportunity. Effective time management prevents panic, ensures focus, and allows you to deliver consistent performance even when expectations are high. Pressure is not the enemy, poor planning and disorganization are. One of the most overlooked factors is the physical dimension of performance under pressure. Your body responds to stress through increased heart rate, tension, and shallow breathing, which can impair focus and clarity. Physical preparedness, exercise, proper sleep, nutrition, and breathing techniques directly enhances your ability to perform under pressure. When your body is ready, your mind is sharper. When your body is strong, your endurance under stress increases. Treat your physical health as a strategic ally in navigating pressure. Emotional intelligence is also critical. Recognize the emotional impact of pressure on yourself and others. Be aware of anxiety, impatience, and tension, and learn to regulate these emotions. Emotional intelligence allows you to communicate effectively, make rational decisions, and maintain composure under scrutiny. Those who master emotional responses under pressure gain an edge because they act deliberately rather than react impulsively. Pressure is not just a test of skill, it is a test of emotional control, and mastery of both leads to exceptional performance. Mentorship and guidance are invaluable. Find individuals who have navigated high-pressure situations successfully and learn from their experience. Mentors can offer insight, strategies, and reassurance that accelerate your development. Their perspective transforms pressure from an intimidating unknown into a challenge with proven pathways. By seeking guidance, you shorten your learning curve and gain confidence that you can handle whatever demands are placed on you. Adaptability remains essential. Pressure often comes with unexpected changes, obstacles, or failures. The ability to pivot without losing focus is a hallmark of high performers. Rigidity under pressure leads to frustration and suboptimal performance. Flexibility allows you to respond to evolving situations creatively and efficiently. When you embrace adaptability, pressure becomes a test of ingenuity rather than a trap of rigidity. The challenges that appear overwhelming to others become opportunities for you to demonstrate resilience and innovation. Resilience, once again, deserves emphasis. Pressure often tests endurance. It asks, how long can you persist? How well can you adapt? How strongly can you rise after setbacks? Resilience is not innate. It is cultivated through repeated exposure to challenges, reflection on experiences, and the conscious choice to continue despite difficulty. Each moment of perseverance under pressure strengthens your capacity to thrive in future high-stakes situations. Pressure is not merely a hurdle. It is a forge that tempers resilience, character, and fortitude. The role of curiosity cannot be underestimated. Pressure often focuses attention on outcomes, but a curious mindset shifts focus to learning and discovery. Ask, what can I gain from this experience? What can I learn from this challenge? How can I grow through this situation? Curiosity transforms pressure into an opportunity to expand knowledge, develop skill, and refine judgment. Those who perform under pressure with a curious mindset are less intimidated by expectations because they view challenges as invitations to grow rather than threats to avoid. Gratitude is another counterintuitive but powerful tool. It may seem strange to feel grateful under stress, but gratitude shifts perspective from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on what you have, the opportunities before you, and the skills you possess, pressure loses its weight. Gratitude transforms fear into appreciation for the chance to act, to learn, and to excel. When pressure is seen as a gift rather than a burden, performance becomes joyful rather than tense. Accountability is closely linked to ownership. The pressure to perform often comes from external expectations, but the most powerful performers internalize accountability. They ask, what is my responsibility in this situation? What can I do to control outcomes? By taking ownership, you reclaim agency over performance. Pressure becomes motivating when it is seen as a challenge you have the power to influence, rather than a burden imposed upon you. Ownership transforms pressure into purpose. Perfectionism, a common source of pressure, must be carefully managed. The desire to perform flawlessly creates anxiety and can inhibit action. Recognize that excellence and perfection are not the same. Excellence is achievable, progress, focused, and resilient to mistakes. Perfection is unattainable, anxiety-inducing, and fragile. By aiming for excellence, you reduce the paralyzing effects of pressure while still achieving high performance. Progress, effort, and improvement are the true markers of mastery. Consistency is a secret weapon under pressure. High performance is rarely about extraordinary effort in isolated moments. It is about sustained, deliberate action over time. Consistency builds competence, confidence, and resilience. It creates a foundation that allows you to respond to pressure with reliability rather than panic. Every repeated effort, every disciplined practice session Every small victory compounds over time, transforming pressure into a familiar challenge rather than an unpredictable threat. The principle of detachment is equally powerful. Pressure often comes from attachment to specific outcomes. When results dominate focus, fear escalates. By maintaining commitment to effort while detaching from outcomes, you free your mind to perform at its best. This is not indifference, it is strategic alignment. You are fully engaged in action, fully responsible for preparation, fully present in execution, yet free from the paralyzing grip of fear about results. Pressure is thus transformed from oppression into clarity. The power of positive self-talk cannot be overstated. The internal dialogue you maintain under pressure shapes your perception, confidence, and performance. Replace doubt-driven thoughts with affirmations of capability, preparation, and past success. Remind yourself, I am prepared, I am capable, I can handle this. Positive self-talk reinforces focus, stabilizes emotions, and strengthens resolve. It becomes a mental armor, allowing you to navigate pressure with confidence and poise. Reflection after performance is another critical tool. Pressure is a teacher. Every high-stakes situation provides insight, feedback, and growth opportunities. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and what can be improved. Reflection turns pressure from a momentary challenge into a long-term development opportunity. Every experience, whether triumphant or difficult, becomes a stepping stone for greater mastery in the future. Pressure becomes the instrument of refinement rather than a source of fear. Mindful presence is essential under pressure. Anxiety often arises from dwelling on the past or fearing the future. When performing under pressure, anchor yourself in the present moment. Focus on the task at hand, the actions you can take, and the control you possess. Presence allows clarity of thought, precision in action, and the ability to respond to unexpected challenges effectively. The future will unfold as it will. Your responsibility is to act fully in the present. Finally, embrace the fact that pressure is inevitable. Every meaningful goal, every ambitious dream, every significant achievement carries some level of pressure. It is a natural companion of high performance. The difference between those who crumble and those who thrive is not the absence of pressure, but the mastery of it. Embrace pressure as part of the journey. See it as an opportunity to grow, to demonstrate resilience, to refine skill, and to achieve excellence. Pressure is not your enemy. It is the proving ground for your potential. As you step into situations of high expectation, remember preparation, resilience, focused mindset, adaptability, and authenticity are your tools. Mistakes are lessons. Setbacks are temporary, and growth is inevitable for those who act deliberately. Pressure does not define you. Your response does. Every challenge faced under pressure is an opportunity to rise, to demonstrate courage, and to create results that matter. Look around at the most successful people in history. They faced immense pressure, higher expectations, and the weight of scrutiny. Yet they thrived, not because pressure disappeared, but because they mastered their response. They converted stress into clarity, fear into action, and expectation into purpose. And you can do the same. Every moment of pressure is an invitation to demonstrate your best self. So the next time you feel the weight of expectation, the tension of scrutiny, or the anxiety of high stakes, remember this pressure is a mirror of opportunity. It reveals your strengths, challenges your weaknesses, and demands your best. Step forward with preparation, courage, and presence. Let pressure fuel your focus, amplify your purpose, and sharpen your performance. Your potential is waiting. Your capability is proven through action. Your excellence is revealed under challenge. Pressure is not the enemy. It is the catalyst for greatness. Rise to the occasion. Embrace the weight. Perform with integrity, focus, and courage. Let every moment of pressure teach, refine, and elevate you. Do not fear it. Do not resist it. Let it shape you into the performer, the leader, the creator, and the achiever you were always meant to be. The pressure to perform is not just a challenge, it is the proving ground for your greatness. Step into it. Thrive. Excel. And let the world witness what you are capable of when preparation meets courage and pressure meets mastery.